everybody, and welcome to Minnesota 4-H's 4 for 4 series. So here's how it's going to work. A 4-H youth, that'd be me, asks 4 questions in 4 minutes to a 4-H alum about their life and finding a career that they love. So my name is Sarah, and I am from Wright County. I'm serving as an agriculture ambassador with Minnesota 4-H. Now today I'll be interviewing Aimee Schulz. She's a PhD student at Cornell University and one of our Minnesota 4-H alums. Hey Aimee, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Sarah.
So I hear that 4 minutes goes by super fast, so let's get started. My first question for you today is, what 4-H experiences helped you discover your passion?
So I would say one of the biggest ones was actually the 4-H Quiz Bowl program. I did a lot of work in the Horse Bowl, and I can remember one year my team completely failed at answering a question on what an allele was, which, it's a genetics question. And I didn't know anything about genetics. And so I spent that entire 7th grade year studying genetics. And in that process, I totally fell in love with it. And, through hippology after that and continuing to be in this Horse Bowl program, I knew and decided I was going to be a geneticist. And so that led to me being a genetics major in undergrad and ultimately finding my career now as a plant breeding PhD student.
Fellow 4-H Project Bowl alum myself, very fun times. So here's my second question for you. Who was a 4-H adult that guided or encouraged you along your way?
So I have a hard time picking just one person in this case. Someone that comes to mind right away would be Renee Kostick, and she was really influential in helping me grow as a leader. And so when I was in 4-H, I helped start the Minnesota Miniature Horse program, and Renee was kind of the adult leader with that, and she gave me a lot of leadership responsibility and really challenged me to grow. And that's something that I think as I start and develop projects with my PhD work, those lessons that she taught me has really helped. And if I wanted to add 2 other people, if I can, Mark Storm is another one on the leadership level. And then also my mother, Jackie Schultz, was a leader at the county and the state level. And, just all 3 of them really pushed me as hard as they could to grow, both as an individual when it came to, again, leadership skills, but also just to learn as much as I could.
Those adult mentors are so helpful for us. So my third question today, what skills from your time in 4-H do you see yourself using in your work today?
So I see a lot of skills. I've already touched a lot on leadership, but when I went through the Dan Patch program through the 4-H Horse Project, I had to learn public speaking. I did speech and demo as well. The ability to communicate with a non-scientific audience, as well as, going through doing things like the veterinary research project or trying to study something for hippology, being able to read a bunch of different resources and synthesize information, developing my critical thinking skills. I could go on and on. There's a really long list. Basically, everything I do, I give credit to 4-H for.
It's wonderful. So last question for us today is, what advice do you have for youth who are interested in pursuing higher education?
I think the biggest advice is to find something that you are passionate about and cling to that and do everything you can to work towards that goal. Don't think that finances are a reason that you can't do something. There's a lot of grants out there. There's a lot of people that want to support you. You can do anything you put your mind to.
Some very, very helpful advice. Unfortunately, our time is already up today, so I really appreciate getting to hear part of your story today, and thank you for taking the time to share it with me and with all of our other 4-Hers in Minnesota. This was a really great experience.
Thank you, Sarah.
Well, everyone, that's it for this episode of Minnesota 4-H 4 for 4. Have a great day.